welcome to another episode of On the Go Movie Reviews, where we talk about films on the drive home from the cinema. So, it has been a little while, not gonna lie, and we decided tonight to go and see Downton Abbey. So, I assume most of you have watched the series, or you know about the series. If you don't, I'm quite surprised. And if you haven't seen the trailer, here's the trailer.
Are you here for dinner, Mama? It's a buffet.
Well, I'm not changed.
You just need to take off your hat.
You talk as if that were easy.
I want every surface in this house to gleam and sparkle.
The post's just arrived, my lord.
Heaven. What is it? The King and Queen are coming to stay.
What?
Here we go.
A royal luncheon, a parade, and a dinner. I'm going to have to sit down.
I am the King's butler. We have come to Downton in advance of their Majesties.
The royal butler's terribly scary.
Stay out of our way.
I am their Majesty's chef. I want the olive oil now.
He wants a clip round the ear now.
I need your help, Carson.
I'll be there in the morning, my lady.
Can I help you at all?
I'm Lady Bagshaw's maid.
Might as well admit, I like her.
She is a scheming little minx. What piffle you talk.
There is no need to argue.
I never argue. I explain.
Our staff have nothing to do. Nothing? It's not right for us to be humiliated in this way.
See, Pete?
We want to defend Downton's honour.
We think we should fight back.
This is treason.
I have such a feeling that you can understand what's going on in my head.
The last few days have made me think, what are we doing? Should we really go on with it?
Downton Abbey's the heart of this community, and you're keeping it beating.
Here they come now.
Mr. Molesley?
Your Majesties, welcome to Downton Abbey.
Oh, can I help you?
Someone must, sir. I may never rise again.
So, Josh, considering that we have never watched Downton Abbey,
I like the fact
before.
that in the intro you said about, I presume most people have seen it, and it's like, but
We
us,
haven't.
Us two literally never seen anything.
yeah, but
like
most people watch these kind of things. You know, it's quite talked about. You know, online and in person. Lots of people say, "Oh, did you see Downton? Oh, have you seen this?" So yeah. But considering that we have not seen it ever, what did you think of the film?
I really enjoyed it.
Me
I really enjoyed
too.
it, and I found it easy to follow.
I was surprised at how easy it was to follow. Although I feel like they wrapped up a lot of things and they like put new things down for obviously like the next series or whatever. But you could kind of tell, and they explained it quite well. And I think the film itself was long enough that you got to know the characters anyway. Like, I don't remember any of their names really, but I kind of could tell, you know, where they were in the household, what they did, you know.
Yeah, you could name like 2 or 3 personality traits.
Yeah.
For each one, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, it worked quite well. So.
See, that's the sign of like good writing and also good acting, is the fact that even in like a little bit of, like only a few lines of dialogue or like a little bit of screen time, you are able to get across your
character. Yeah. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I do really like period dramas, and it's made me want to watch the TV series, but obviously we can't.
I think it's on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah.
binge watching that tonight.
Actually, maybe that's one of the best, like the biggest compliment I can give this movie is that it made me kind of go, I kind of want to watch.
Yeah, it made me want to watch the series. It made me want to watch it. Where before I've never really I've been like, oh yeah, that sounds cool, but it's sort of, on BBC or something like that.
It's cool,
so,
but it's like something that my mum watches.
Yeah, like when Call Midwife was big,
yes,
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I don't really have time. I don't feel like it's probably worth my time because we're short anyway. But now I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to find time to watch that.
Yeah, that's a great time.
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Really well written. Actors were fantastic.
The house is beautiful. The costumes are beautiful.
Yeah, and it didn't although I don't feel like it had the usual kind of film narrative, I didn't get bored. It wasn't I thought it was going to be the big build up to the King and Queen.
Oh, and then that would be like the
Act
3 or
Act 2, Act 3.
Yeah.
But it isn't, and it's kind of just sort of toddles along, and you have these individual storylines which come to a peak and then get resolved. And I actually really enjoyed that for this sort of movie, and because it's just quite happy.
One thing which did, first of all, there is an astonishing amount of characters in this.
Oh, yeah.
And then they
massive cast.
And then they introduced, way more characters as well, when all, the royals and the staff starts turning up, and you're like, oh, man, there's so many people.
So many people.
And then there are so many plot threads as well,
yeah.
Nearly every character has some part to play in one plot thread.
But then some of them last, the whole movie,
and
others,
are
very short. Almost short and sweet, this is happening. Oh no, it's gone bad. Oh, now we're, resolved.
Just an example. They've got the butler, who.
Is this going to be a spoiler?
No, I'm going to do it without spoilers.
Oh, okay.
Because you've got the butler who kind of gets shimmied out so that the old butler
can come back.
Probably from previous series.
I imagine so.
Then he kind of leaves the movie for a bit.
A little while, yeah,
and
he
I was
does.
kind of like, oh, okay, maybe that's the last we'll see of him. That's
yeah,
a shame.
I thought that as well.
But then he gets his own.
Yeah, he gets his own little
then his own
plot
narrative
almost.
comes up, and ended up being
really nice narrative.
Probably my favorite of all the plot threads.
Yeah, I agree with you actually. I really did like that one. It was really nice little narrative.
That's just an example of he comes and then his narrative is sort of solved or
resolved.
Resolved, sorry, yeah, sorry, is resolved earlier than
quite
a lot
early
of the
on,
other ones.
yeah.
But I just like the fact that he turns up, he leaves again, but then he comes back.
Comes back for a little bit in the middle.
Yeah.
And then just to kind of fill in gaps. I suppose though when you actually look at it, that's it is quite episodic in that sense. It is kind of because a lot of the scenes were not even a minute long. I was especially at the beginning.
It really moves at
it's
a clip.
really fast paced, but you don't feel like it's fast paced.
No.
It's quite weird. And I guess that's because it's usually obviously being a TV series, they kind of have to get things across quite quickly, but without seeming rushed. So that's kind of I think where that comes in. But I think it really worked. I really enjoyed it. Do you have a mini summary?
Oh, what, before spoilers?
Yeah.
Well, I just think that you don't have to have seen any of Downton Abbey to be able to enjoy this movie, which I think is a testament to both the writing, the directing, and the staging, especially make it feel very cinematic.
There were only a couple of scenes where I was like, ooh, with the direction, but it was just, I think, because everything was moving quite quickly.
Yeah, because there are some times that you see a movie we saw the Alan Partridge movie.
Yes.
A few years ago. That could just be a TV thing. There's nothing inherent.
It could have easily been
cinematic.
like a TV film. Yeah.
But this, I was just like.
The massive wide shots and the music and it made me want to live in that house.
Yeah, and there's nothing overtly dramatic happening.
No.
But they make you feel so invested.
Really invested, yeah.
In the storyline that you start to care about little minor things because we're not.
All the silverware isn't polished yet. Uh-oh.
How dare this butler be so rude? Do not let him speak to you like that. You will serve the food.
Yeah, things like that. Okay, so should we spoilers?
Yes, let's jump into spoilers because
Okay.
it's time to start talking about some of these plot threads.
Okay, go on then. Do you want to start with your favourite plot thread?
Let's talk about Mr. Barrow.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know if this is something. I suppose this is where our lack of knowledge kind of doesn't help.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they've kind of sowed the seeds previously in the series or anything like that, but there's the revelation that he is in fact gay. And it's kind of hinted at like a little bit when he's like, "Oh, should we go to York?" So the I think it's the palace butler or something. The palace footman or something.
He's the valet.
Oh, okay, yep.
Which I thought was valet, but they kept pronouncing valet, so I was like, okay,
Yeah,
maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I don't know. Let's look that up. If you know whether it's valet or valet, I suppose it depends whether you're in France or England. Leave a comment. What's the difference? Why the difference? Yeah. Yeah, and then he's like, "Oh, should we go to York?" And I was like, I'm kind of getting vibes here.
Yeah,
and then
I was like that. I was like, I'm getting a few vibes from these guys. The way that they look at each other, you know.
Yeah, it was nice little like, it was subtle. It wasn't heavily implied.
Yeah.
Until we get to the point where he actually he manages to end up in a gay bar with a different guy.
Like a 1920s gay bar. I'm not 100% sure when this movie takes place, but this is a time when like it's like super illegal to be.
Yeah, it's not okay.
Gay. It reminded me a lot of obviously what we saw in the Imitation Game. With the
like pushing it.
With the treatment of Alan Turing. Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yeah, I remember the film, but I just can't remember what happens. I just remember enjoying it a lot and Big Machine. And Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. So then they're in this like gay dancing club thingy, and it gets raided by the police.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh god, oh no.
And then they will get cut off.
I was like, no, I really panicked at that point.
I was quite sad.
Yeah, I was like, what's going to happen? Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was going to do a runner.
There's so many of you that if you all ran in different directions, one of you would get away.
And then I thought that the valet had set it up, and I was like, oh no! But it turns out he didn't.
He comes to his rescue instead.
Yeah. Oh, it's so sweet. And then they have like a little moment.
They do have a little moment.
Oh, it's so lovely.
Oh, that's an adorable storyline.
It is an adorable storyline. I agree. I think that's probably my favourite.
Oh, as a mod criticism, I will say this. I found the servants storyline and lion's share of the screen time to be far more interesting and engaging than the business with the
king and queen.
Yeah, like all the stuff.
Like the upstairs business.
Yeah, the upstairs business.
Yeah, I think because it was.
So like the stuff with Tom and the stuff with the two daughters.
Yeah, but I think it's because it's more dramatic. And it's more like I suppose you're a bit more invested because it's like, oh, look at these asshole people. Oh, they're going to deserve their comeuppance when they get it. Oh. And then they get their comeuppance and it is great.
And they've all got quite, and a lot of the servants have quite strong personalities. Like, I really like the cook lady.
What, the old one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like her. I like her little Yorkshire maid who doesn't really like the royals at all.
Yeah, it was like just moments where she's like, "Oh, why are we bothering? Why are we here? What's the point?"
It's not worth it.
It was quite funny. Yeah, no, I really liked kind of all the like the drama that goes on downstairs when they're trying to stop the rest of the royal staff. Yeah,
like pushing them out.
And they come up with this like really obscure, long-winded kind of plan.
Yeah.
And then they make it work and they pull it off.
And everyone kind of helps out in different ways. Like
yeah.
even like Barrows is involved.
Yeah, because he gets the
valet to do the sweet impression.
The impression, yeah. Which gets all the footmen back to London.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that like Lord and Lady Grantham do very little in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But every time Hugh Bonneville was on walking somewhere, he would have a dog with him.
Oh, I know that red Labrador. Oh, it was so gorgeous.
And it was only when he was walking places as well.
No, because sometimes it was laying down in the background.
He fed him from the table once.
Yeah,
as well.
and sometimes if in like the rooms, like I don't know wherever they were in the study or whatever.
They have a drawing room.
The drawing room, that was it. Yeah, I think they were in the drawing room, and the dog is just laying on the carpet, and I was like, doggo.
DoesDogDie.com?
Does the doggo? The dog does not die.
The dog does not die. Don't worry, everyone.
Just while we're on the topic of animals, I want to point out the impressive horse management that went on. The horse wrangler. I didn't look in the credits to see if they were credited as a horse wrangler. 'Cause sometimes they are, and it's hilarious. Yeah, the horse. I'm going to call it horse management that went on because there are so many horses in that parade.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And they must have been hanging around for ages because obviously filming is not a quick process. I mean, we know this from experience, having Josh do things at uni as a film student. And it's not a quick process. And these horses were probably stood around for ages, but they really they're just managed so well. Although you could tell they were getting a bit like aggy because a few of them were like nodding their heads and being like, come on, I'm itchy, I'm bored, let me do something.
You can see the hints of frustration.
Yeah, just like, ugh. But yeah, I thought that was quite good. I quite like that bit.
Yeah, I like the military parade. It doesn't really add anything to the storyline.
Oh no, it doesn't add anything to the storyline, but I liked it.
Oh wait. There's the very early subplots.
Oh yeah.
Of the royal assassin, which Tom foils.
Yeah, which.
And they all.
He foils in I swear before the halfway mark.
Oh yeah, that plot is over and done with.
Yeah. Yeah, because everyone is starting to think that he might do something. Again, I don't really understand.
Of him, and I was kind of like.
I don't really understand the history. I guess is it to do with I don't know Irish.
I guess that we were having I guess that the British
a disagreement
and the
with
Irish were
Ireland.
A disagreement, which is a constant state of affairs.
Let's not talk Brexit.
But Ireland is still part of Europe. So
yeah, so many issues right now. Yeah, so that people start becoming suspicious of him, but he actually ends up
foiling an assassin.
Figuring out that this guy is gonna try and assassinate the king, and then he full on tackles him to the ground and gets his gun off him.
The closest thing that we get to action.
Yeah, it was great. I really like that bit. I was like, oh, he's going to shoot the gun, and he cocks it, and then taken out.
I did think it was a little uncalled for that they started being really suspicious of him. I'm like, I don't know, Well,
I think the idea was that because he'd spent so much time, away at the pub and meeting this guy, and he was like, yes, I've got to go alone,
And he's Irish, so he is therefore inherently suspicious.
Well, yeah, but at this time, I mean, for them where, they're all together and there's a big visit and they would stay, I suppose, together as a family unit almost. When with him wandering off by himself, it's a little bit suspicious anyway, I suppose. Yeah.
One thing which I did like, one of the other plots, speaking of the family aspect of it, I quite enjoyed the scenes which were Maggie Smith.
I loved
with
Maggie Smith
Penelope
in this.
Wilson and Imelda Staunton, who are all these these three fantastic female actresses who are all spent years making these fantastic stuff. Yeah,
these fantastic
putting in fantastic performances and
Yeah, they've done big things.
Oh my god, I could just listen to Maggie Smith do one line all day.
Oh my god, she's just so witty in this movie. It's so hilarious. I think she actually made me cry with laughter at one point. Sat there just laughing. Oh, I can't remember. No, I can't remember. But I don't know, it just really tickled me. Something really tickled me and I just couldn't stop laughing and then I started crying. She's just so funny. She's so funny. I think with her as well, it comes down to her timing and the way she purveys it is just really good. Just yeah.
I find that she's very good at doing that turn and look when somebody says something. She just goes,
yeah. Like, you what? Excuse me. Because with that, you have the whole family drama thing, which gets resolved.
the illegitimate daughter storyline.
Yeah, which I wasn't necessarily invested in that storyline, but it was one of those things where it's like, oh, this stuff is all happening, and now it's resolved, and that's all good.
I found that I wasn't necessarily like invested in that storyline, but I enjoyed watching the scenes.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Because I just enjoyed all the actresses saying like these like catty, witty things to each other.
Just constant comebacks.
Because you can't help. Because I mean, like, when you're watching it from a logical perspective, you just kind of go, well, she can just do whatever she wants with her inheritance.
Yeah.
Why does it matter to anyone?
Because she is a lady. And the matriarch of the family. I suppose. Oh no, now I'm doing the impressions. Yeah, it's weird because I don't really have like a lot of specific things to say about this movie because I just like enjoyed it.
Yeah, same.
And
I enjoyed it,
kind of
and I can pick out the specific things that I liked the most, like the plot lines I liked the most.
Yeah.
But on the whole, all the acting is great.
Yeah.
All of the costumes are great. All of the set dressing is great.
It was really enjoyable, and
Music's
I'm gonna
great.
go home and find it on hopefully Netflix. And if not, I'm gonna be really sad.
To Amazon.
I'm not gonna buy it. I won't go that far.
Blu-ray box set.
Maybe I would. No, yeah, maybe I would.
It'll give me something to do when you're away. Just binge watch Downton Abbey.
Then come back and you'll be like, yes, very, very well.
Good morrow, my lady. I do want to talk about one thing.
Okay, go on.
I want to talk about the 5 seconds of Matthew Good that we get.
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie.
he literally turns up. He looks like he's gonna drive into the mansion or whatever, and then he jumps out, runs up the stairs, and is like, "Oh my god!" He literally runs into the movie. In fact, no, he jumps into the movie, and then he continues running into the movie.
Do you know what that reminded me of?
What?
It reminded me of the Spanish Inquisition from Monty
Yes.
Python. The one at the end when they're desperately trying to run and invade the scene.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. I wish he had done that. That would have been great.
Matthew Good just running into the scene like, I'm here! I'm here, everyone!
I almost felt it was like
Where's my paycheck?
He literally like drove in, jumped out, and was like, "Right, I've just finished filming something else. I'm here, everyone.
It's like,
I'm here.
Guys,
what have we got left?"
A lot of you guys aren't in movies anymore. I'm in movies quite a lot. So.
We've got 2 scenes. Oh, missed it. Oh well, right. Let's do these few scenes and then
I'm here.
yeah.
Let's do the ball. Let's do the ball. I'm here.
Yep.
Yes, I really like Matthew Good as an actor, and so I guess I was happy to see him for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I kind of, at that point, I had actually forgotten that he was even in this film, which I just want to point out, your mum, of all people, we hadn't seen that Matthew Good was in the trailer, because
he was in the poster.
He's in it for like a split second, but he is in the poster. And we pointed this out, and Josh's mum turned around and said, yeah, he's in the trailer. There's a bit where he's kissing one of the main characters. And we were like, what? And we had to watch the trailer and pause it to be able to see
we even
if
missed
he is
the
in it.
moment as well. We tried to pause it,
Yeah,
and it was over too quickly.
Yeah. And actually, you only see from like,
it's like a silhouette.
the side to back of his head.
Yeah.
And I was like, your mum seriously knows this really well. Like, for her to notice that as well. She'd only seen the trailer once.
Yeah.
And she picked that out. And I was like, I'm impressed.
Like the 3 frames of Matthew Good.
Yeah,
She was able to be like,
which
there
is
he
roughly the percentage of the film that he's in as well.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
Yeah.
Trailer to movie percentage of how much Matthew Good is in it. It's about the same.
Oh. Yeah. All in all, I had a really good time.
Yeah, I would put it at rewatchability rating of a 4.5.
I would happily watch that again.
I'm pretty certain I will watch it again, and maybe after I've watched the rest of the series. Is not that I know how many there are.
I don't know either, to be honest. I was gonna make an educated guess, but then I realised that I have literally
no idea.
I know
No,
nothing
me
about
neither.
Downton Abbey at all.
No. So yeah, proof that you can go see it without knowing literally anything
Proof that you
at
have
all.
literally no reason to not
not see this. Yeah, yeah. Go see this film because you have no reason to miss it. Literally no reason. I can't think of one, unless you, I don't know, for some reason you really, really, really hate period pieces.
You hate movies.
Or you hate movies. Or you just hate people speaking in a very posh British accent. But
I say. Alright, like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the little bell to stay notified.
Ding ding! Trying something new.
It's not new, you do it every time.
Oh. Well, that's worse. Yep, like, whatever, do the rest, and go see this movie.
Go see Downton Abbey.
Go see Downton Abbey.
See you next time.